If you're under 35 and live in the UK, here's my advice. Get the fuck out of this country. Everyone's saying this on social media now, and there's a reason for that. This country is fucked. And I genuinely can't express how frustrating it is to see my homeland every year go more and more down the shitter. But the reality is, this country is inherently flawed in so many ways, politically, economically and culturally. And it wouldn't be a proper video about Britain if I didn't mention how fucking shit the weather is. We've all started to notice that the weather's getting better, and let's be honest, Britain is great in the summer. But the problem is, this then distracts us from the problems that we have, and it happens every year. We go through this constant cycle of, it's so great in the summer, and then winter comes around again and it's fucking shit. And the summer doesn't change the fact that this country has a huge problem with stagnating wages, a huge problem with inequality, and a huge problem with the cost of living, all of which we've had for years on end and aren't going to get better anytime soon. Not helped by the fact that for the past 15 years, our country has consistently voted in a political party that stand for inequality and the preservation of elites. The lifestyle here just isn't good for your mental health. The majority of Brits hate their job, so we spend most of our time doing something we hate and then blow out on the weekend with a load of booze, because our culture apparently is only centred on booze. Oh, and by the way, that booze, like almost everything in the UK, is taxed excessively, except from if you're a major corporation, because obviously they deserve to pay less tax. And there'll be no revolution when the Labour Party eventually get elected, which brings us to the flaw that nobody wants to talk about, our class system. Our society is still inherently caught up on a class system which we inherited from the fucking Normans. A prime example of which we'll see in a month's time when King Charles gets his coronation and half the country go out to kiss his arse, even though the royal family are just a bunch of rich cunts who've held power for centuries on end despite doing nothing to earn that. But apparently that's just how it should be. That's just society. Fuck off. So here's my advice. If you are in a fortunate enough position to be able to fund yourself and you don't have the responsibilities to look after people, piss off abroad. There's plenty of better countries out there. And yeah, sure, there are global economic problems at the moment and not every culture is perfect. But the thing is, Britain is particularly fucked at the moment, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. You get one shot at life. When you're on your deathbed, are you really going to look back and think, oh God, I'm so glad that I spent 60 years of my life under the shitty grey clouds of Britain, working in a job that I resent, so that I could save up enough money to buy a new build outside Milton Keynes by the time I was 40. So yeah, land of hope and glory my arse, and if you agree, drop me a follow.